Hello everyone, my name is Cameron, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the Money in the Bank 2021 review. I'm sorry this one's coming out a bit late, but I did not forget about it, don't worry. I really quick want to explain why it's coming out a bit late. So, like I said, I did do a shorter style of review. I'm doing a much less in-depth one than what I've done in the past. This is more just big spots and cool things from the pay-per-views, as well as obviously the winners, my thoughts on the match, and the like. However, I did not actually finish watching the Money in the Bank pay-per-view until like Tuesday, like Monday, Tuesday, I think it was. It might have been Monday. So I was a little bit behind, so I'm very sorry about that. I planned on recording this Wednesday, but I had to work Wednesday because I have a memorial to go to today. I have a memorial service for a family member today. So I ended up covering Wednesday for the coworker who's covering for me today, so that way I can go to the memorial service. Which is why I'm a bit behind. But this means I can also talk to you guys and let you guys know what happened on Raw and NXT as well. I wish I was thinking about doing this after SmackDown, but it's much easier for me to just do this now. We'll get it done and over with because SmackDown won't be done until 10 tonight, and I gotta watch that, and it just gives me more time to end up putting this off, so I'm not gonna do that. So, here we go. The first match was on the pre-show. It was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between the Mysterios, Dominic and Rey, and the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. Prediction for me and Jesse both was the Mysterios. They walked through like this really cool fucking portal at like Aztec times in front of like an Aztec or Mayan temple or Incan temple even potentially to the entrance ramp, which was really cool. A lot of fast-paced action, really good showing for all of them because again, these teams know each other very well, but are also both kind of very stylistically the same, where they have a lot of high-flying, fast-paced action. Some bad calls from Cole. Sounds about right. Jimmy takes a 619 for Jay, which was really cool. Rey jumps into a super kick. Uso splash for a 2 count. Dominic takes down Jay. Rey is sent into the turnbuckle. Roll up with help from Jay. The Usos win 10 out of 10. 0-1 on predictions for both. Great match. I honestly really loved it. The Usos did great. It just feels weird to have that happen after Jimmy's DUI. I know they said the reason he was not more punished than what he was is that there was already plans in motion basically that they couldn't like take away, but it's like, dude, you just gave the man who got his 3rd DUI in the last like 2 years, 3 years, whatever, a championship. That doesn't say favoritism. I don't know what will. I don't know. It's problematic for WWE to say the least. Jay has definitely cleaned up his act. He's definitely doing a lot better. He got a few DUIs a couple years ago, but he's doing a lot better now. Jimmy seems to be still having these issues, so meh. Match number 2, we have the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Asuka versus Alexa versus Naomi versus Nikki Ash, not ASH, you stupid fucking announcers. Versus Selena Vega versus Liv Morgan versus Natalya versus Tamina. Prediction, Morgan for me, Bliss for Jesse. Huge pop when Liv's music started, like holy fucking shit. The fans were definitely behind Liv in this going into it. There was also huge pops for Nikki and Alexa and Zelina and Naomi. It was pretty quiet for Natty and Tamina. I definitely would say the loudest were probably Liv and Zelina, and then Alexa and Nikki were pretty close behind them, and then Naomi's was the quietest of the ones that actually had a loud fan backing. But Natty and Tamina both basically came out to silence, which was kind of awkward. I feel like they could have done this match with 6 women. Like, they could have just done this with Nikki, Alexa, Zelina, Liv, and Naomi, and just left Natty and Tamina out of it with no issue and done 6 instead of 8. They literally kind of just shoehorned Natty and Tamina in there, I feel like. Fairly loud. Oh yeah, and Asuka, sorry. So Asuka, Alexa, Naomi, Nikki, Zelina, and Liv could have definitely been the 6, and they just left Natty and Tamina out. It was fairly loud for Asuka, but it was definitely not as loud as I was expecting it to be. Like, I was expecting a louder pop for Asuka, considering she had won last year's Money in the Bank ladder match. Lots of kicks between the women pretty much immediately. There was a lot of like splitting up and splitting off. Bliss is thrown into a ladder. Liv runs up a ladder that Tamina's holding, like she's just holding a ladder normally. Hasn't set it up. Liv just fucking climbs up and almost wins. Ladder set up over Tamina. Slams the ladder on her throat a bunch of times. Tamina bench presses the ladder up. Liv jumps on it, slamming it down. Natalya tips it over. Liv is limping after the fall. It looked like she actually legitimately hurt her leg, which I was like, no, please. Don't tell me she's actually hurt. I would be sad. Weird fights over the ladder and on the ladder. Tamina's dragged out. Tamina slammed into the barricade with a hip attack by Asuka. Alexa creepily distracts Natty after an interesting climb up the ladder, leaned on Liv in the corner. Zelina is hypnotized on the ladder. Alexa tries to get it, but Natty stops her. Zelina is dropped onto a bridge ladder. Liv slammed onto Zelina by Naomi. Nikki from on top of the ladder crossbody dives onto everybody. Alexa pulls Nikki down, hits Sister Abigail to her. Alexa is thrown out by Natty and Tamina. Liv is alone in the ring, climbs up, and Tamina ruins it. Natty sets up another ladder for some reason, stomp on the ladder. A third one's brought into the ring. Naomi and Liv are fighting on top of the ladder. Natty and Tamina and Alexa and Zelina go up. They all start fighting. Then Nikki goes up, climbs up, gets the briefcase. Nikki Ash wins 15 out of 10, 0-2 on predictions. The ending, honestly, was probably my favorite part. It was fucking great. Like, don't get me wrong, this whole match was great. All the women, even Natty and Tamina, did really good in this match. But the ending was fucking hilarious. Alexa's dead outside the ring. Everyone else is just fighting, not paying attention. And Nikki just fucking climbs up between them and grabs the briefcase. And she runs up while everyone, like, she just goes up and leaves the ring while everyone's distracted. It was great. It was fantastic. I loved it. Like, they didn't even really pay attention. I get it makes 6 other women look really stupid because technically Alexa was buried under a bunch of ladders. But oh my god, Nikki's way of winning that was fucking great. It almost reminded me of Otis winning it last year, where it kind of just fell into his hands after AJ and someone else were fighting over it. But it was such an odd choice for them to do it that way. But whatever. Match number 3, the Raw Tag Team Championship match. AJ Styles and Omos versus the Viking Raiders. Prediction was Styles and Omos for both. Lots of fast-paced action between both of them. Tag Hurricane Rana by Styles and Omos over the top rope to the outside. Omos slams Ivar down after catching him by the throat. Lots of crazy strikes by Eric and Styles against each other. Viking Raiders are in control. They take down Omos. Tandem offense to AJ some more. AJ's dropped down again after Omos nearly wins the match with a foot over the chest pin. Suicide dive to Omos by Eric. Roll up for a 2 by AJ. Omos shoves Eric down onto Ivar to stop the pin. Omos choke slams Eric down. Styles and Omos win 10 out of 10, 1-2 on predictions. Great match between two fantastic teams. I'm sure they'll lose them soon, but for now I'm going to enjoy AJ and his big tree killing people in the ring because I like Omos and AJ as a pairing. I think they're really good. I do have an idea for what I think is going to happen at SummerSlam for these. I will talk about all my potential ideas for what I think is going to happen at SummerSlam after we're done with the review of this, based off of what happened on Raw and NXT, respectively. Well, mostly Raw. Match number 4, the WWE Championship match with Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. Prediction was Lashley for both. Kofi with some very fast-paced offense, taking control briefly before Lashley takes it back and just unleashes on him. Massive slams, taunts the crowd and any other potential challenges. Hurt locks reversed until Lashley then throws him down. Lashley choosing to punish Kofi for everything he's done and said recently. Hits the Dominator. Hits another. Gets the Hurt Lock in and Kofi passes out. Lashley wins 2-2 on predictions. 12 out of 10. It was what I expected, but it wasn't at the same time. Like, I expected a very dominant performance by Lashley, but I didn't entirely expect a squash match. I do wish Kofi would have won. It would have been better, but it was kind of obvious he was going to lose. But fuck, man, it was so one-sided. I didn't expect it to be so one-sided. Match number 5, the Raw Women's Championship match. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Prediction, Ripley for both. We want Becky chance, and then Charlotte just goes like this and flips them all off, but Peacock censored it for the replay because they suck ass. Charlotte in control. Match is okay. Nothing great at the start. We want Becky chance again. Ripley starts unleashing on her. Dropkick is reversed into a Boston Crab by Flair. Electric chair drop reversed into a roll-up almost. Reversed into an odd suplex. Moonsault by Charlotte down to Rhea outside the ring. Match is starting to get better, but honestly, the feud still fucking sucks. Riptide reversed into a DDT for a 2 count. Lots of back and forth strikes. Charlotte does Andrade's elbow strike, you know, where he does the weird handstand into a spinning elbow thingy. But gets caught. And uses the ropes, but gets caught during the pin. Natural selection, diving off the rope for a 2 count. Charlotte slams Ripley's head into the post. Big boots to her ankle in the steps. Should have been a DQ, but okay, WWE. Rhea fucking pulls the table thing into Charlotte's face. Disqualification. Charlotte repeatedly kicks Rhea's leg between a step and a ring post. Nah, That's fine, mate. Flair wins 10 out of 10, 2 and 3 on predictions after figure 8. I mean, it was a decent match, close off a fucking god-awful feud. Like, it was better than most of their other matches, but fucking A. Classic WWE deciding when their rules matter and when they don't. Like, seriously, she slams the top of the table thing into her. Disqualification. Charlotte does that repeatedly. No disqualification. Huh? Okay? What? Explain, WWE. Explain! But yeah, I thought that was really dumb that happened, and Charlotte didn't get disqualified in that situation, but whatever. They had a rematch on Raw that ended in disqualification after Charlotte took the title and bashed Rhea in the back of the head with it. And then Rhea beat the shit out of Charlotte for a few minutes, and all of a sudden Nikki Ash's music hit. She ran down, she cashed in, and new Raw Women's Champion Nikki Ash, man. Apparently what happened is Charlotte apparently pissed somebody off backstage Sunday night, according to reports. Maybe it was for doing Andrade's elbow thing. I don't fucking know, to be honest, but I'm just so glad to not see her as champion. I think it was dumb that they did this in the first place. They should have just had her win at the previous pay-per-view. Just taken the title then and then gone on, but whatever, and maybe had the cash-in happen here at Money in the Bank instead for a nice loud pop in Fort Worth. But, I mean, shit, Nikki fucking Cross is the Raw Women's Champion, and I'm all here for it. I fucking love it. Match number 6, we have the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men. We have Big E versus Matt Riddle versus Drew fucking McIntyre versus Ricochet versus John Morrison versus Kevin Owens versus King Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. Prediction was Riddle for both. Ricochet with a suicide dive to Morrison. Riddle flips off the apron onto Seth. Big E and Drew staring each other down. Big E takes Drew down off the apron. KO and Shin are fighting in the ring. Exploder onto a ladder. Morrison with a huge dive off of the ladder onto Nakamura. Triangle to Morrison on top of the ladder. Switches it to an armbar. Rollins springboards off the ropes and knee strike into Shinsuke. Morrison and Rollins hit everyone with the ladder, teaming up for a little bit to be douches. Morrison and Rollins set up the table, bridge ladder between the table and the apron, springboard backflip by Owens, suplex by Rollins and Morrison to Owens onto the edge of a ladder. Seth turns on Mr. Drip Drip. Rollins climbs up by but E and Ricochet stop him. I don't know why I said bye. RKO to Rollins by Riddle. Nakamura and Riddle start fighting. Claymore to Riddle and Nakamura. Future Shock DDT to Big E. Alabama Slam to Ricochet onto a lean ladder. McIntyre with a suicide dive out to everyone. Countdown followed by a Claymore to Seth. And out come Veer and Shinky Mahal's goons to stop Drew from winning. Thank God. They carry him off after Jinder beats him with a chair. Riddle climbs the ladder. Ricochet walks across the ropes for some reason from the turnbuckle and springboards to the ladder to stop him. You could have just climbed up the fucking ladder, you flippy dick. Sorry, it was a waste of time. It was stupid to me. What if Riddle, if this wasn't actual if this wasn't scripted fighting, Riddle would have just kept climbing while you're doing all your flippy bullshit walking across the ropes to springboard onto the ladder. Last year, or 2 years ago, whatever, when it happened, when the springboard move happened and it springboarded from the ropes to the ladder, I think it was AJ maybe doing it a few years ago, springboard from the ropes to the ladder, it was literally a quick thing. He was on the apron, springboarded up to the ladder. It wasn't turnbuckle, walk, springboard to the ladder. And Ricochet's done it before too, but it's always a faster one. I don't understand why he walked from the turnbuckle to the middle of the ropes and then springboarded to the ladder. It just made him look dumb. Riddle tips it over, front flip off the rope by Ricochet down to everyone else, which was really cool. Ricochet and Riddle fighting on the ladder. Rollins sets up another one and climbs up. E takes him down. RKO to E and then to Ricochet. Stomp to Riddle. Knee strike to Seth by Nakamura. Morrison with the drip stick to Nakamura. Owens hits a stunner to him after Morrison was being dumb. Stunner to Nakamura, climbs up. Ricochet pulls him down. Stunner on him is reversed. Pop-up powerbomb. Owens starts to climb up. Seth stops him, attacks the leg. Powerbomb to Owens out onto the bridge ladder. Seth sets the ladder up better, climbs up, gets hit with a big ending. Big E climbs up and wins 25 out of 10, 2 and 4 on predictions. If you guys don't know, that is exactly how Big E won the NXT Championship, with a motherfucking big ending to Seth freaking Rollins, and to see him win the Money in the Bank briefcase by pulling Seth off the ladder into actually doing a massive big ending off of the ladder to Seth was really cool. It was a great match. Y'all already fucking know that I love ladder matches, and this one was no different. It was fucking great. Big E honestly fucking deserves it. Of anyone who I think in this match deserved it more, it was him. Granted, I didn't predict him. That was my own choice. I honestly didn't think WWE was going to do the feel good thing and give us Big E as Money in the Bank holder, as potential champion, but I loved it, and hopefully he cashes it in to stop Goldberg from winning another fucking title, because fuck that old piece of shit. He doesn't deserve it. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit, though. Match number 7, the Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns, your tribal chief in mind. Have you acknowledged him today? Versus that crazy Canadian lumberjack Viking jackass motherfucker that I love so much, Edge. Prediction was Reigns for both, because neither Jesse nor myself are dumb. Seth Rollins, shown in pain, bitching backstage, yells at Kevin. He's going a little bit cuckoo bananas. Says he needs a new plan. Says he's next in line. No matter who wins the match, he is done waiting. We'll get to that. Cole finally knows what that a dozen means 12. Good job, Cole. Good job. Only took him 4 years. If you guys don't know what that is in reference to, back a couple years ago at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns faced Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar did 6 F5s and 6 German suplexes. That is half a dozen of both of those things. According to Michael Cole, he did a dozen F5s and a dozen German suplexes. Cole, no. And I know how many he did because I counted them in that match. I literally counted all 6 F5s and all 6 German suplexes that he did in that match to Roman Reigns. And then the next night on Raw, Michael Cole says he did a dozen of each, and it was fucking hilarious. But no, he finally realized that 12 meant a dozen, that a dozen is 12. Because Edge was going for his dirty dozen, his 12th championship. Because he's an 11-time world champion, former 11-time world champion. Chris Jericho gets snubbed on his creation of the Money in the Bank ladder match by Cole saying Edge created it. Look, I get it. He's not with the company. He's with competition now. But that's just fucking bullshit. You could have said Edge created the cash-in. You could have said Edge was the inaugural Money in the Bank winner, which I think he also mentioned. But do not ever try to say that Edge created the match. We all know the truth. Chris Jericho basically 100% created that match. A few things were obviously given to him from other people, suggestions, but Chris Jericho made that match. And he's never won one, which is so fucking funny to me. Then again, Pat Patterson has also never won a Royal Rumble, so... Great match off the start. Kind of slow, though, but also very good. Roman walks outside the ring as the count is going. Goes back in, starts going crazy on Edge. Edge ends up kneeing him out of the ring. Roman breaks the count, rolls back out at 8, and attacks Edge more, being a cocky prick. Roman in control, destroying Edge as Roman sucks chants rain down throughout the arena, to which Pat McAfee says he does not. He does not suck Fort Worth. Which, granted, true. He doesn't. He's fantastic, but still. Edge almost passing out as Roman has him in a very, very strong headlock. Drive-by dropkick to Edge for a 2 count. Superman punch set up. Avoided. Backslide for a 2 count. Big boot to both by each of them. Both men are down. Both are back up. Back and forth strikes. At that point, Jesse and I legit thought Seth Rollins was going to run down and attack them both in this match. It did not happen, thank God. Flatliner execution to Roman for a 2 count. Edge bounces Reigns' face off the top post. Tree of Woe. Crossface in on Reigns. Edge drags him back from the rope. Relocks it in tighter. Roman ends up getting the rope. Spear is reversed into the guillotine, but Edge runs him into the corner. Relocks it in. Edge fights back. Both of them go tumbling outside the ring. Reigns breaks the count. Reigns goes for the spear, but Edge avoids it, sending Roman through the barricade. Edge tells Charles not to count. He's like, no, like, fucking count. Then he breaks it, and he spears Roman through the other barricade by the timekeeper's area, and I was like, fuck, is Edge actually about to win this? This was the moment of every moment in this match. This was the moment Jesse and I are like, oh my God, they're actually going to give us Edge as champion in 2021 with John Cena potentially on the cusp of returning to the WWE. Edge Fireman carries Roman back to the ring. God, I was a little tired at this point, okay? gets a fucking 2 count. Execution's avoided. Superman punch. He ends up hitting into the ref. Roman goes out to get a chair. Fan yells at him to shut up. He grabs the chair. She's like, shut up the minute he grabbed the chair. Breaks off the piece. Heads into the ring. Tries to get the crossface in with the chair piece, but Edge fights back. Lots of headbutts to Roman. Edge gets the crossface in with that piece, which I'm hoping they make an OMG moment in 2K22. Do it, 2K. Give me that specific fucking crossface. It's like Daniel Bryan's Yes Lock with the kendo stick OMG moment. Give me that crossface with the chair piece in somebody's mouth like that. Please. I need that as an OMG moment for Edge. Edge gets the crossface in with the piece. Roman tries to get out. The Usos come out, but they get stopped by Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Roman passes out as the Mysterios run off the Usos. And out comes Seth, and he hits a super kick to the back of Edge's neck. Rollins walks off like a douchebag. Roman sets up for the spear. Spear by Edge instead. New ref comes out. 2 count. If you guys don't know what that's in reference to, that is in reference to an old WrestleMania match between Edge and The Undertaker. When the first ref got hurt, Edge hit a fucking finisher, and he covered The Undertaker. Pretty sure in a tombstone, or Undertaker covered him. One of the two. One of them hit a finisher, and then covered. And from like the fucking 6-mile long goddamn ramp, Charles Robinson just fucking bolted down as quick as he could to count. 1, 2, kick out. And everyone collectively lost their fucking minds because it was insane. Seth comes back out. Big boot by Edge to take him down. Spear. Roman wins 20 out of 10. 3 and 4 on predictions. Holy fuck, what a match. It was insane. That was fucking insane. Lots of shenanigans. Lots of close falls. Stupid fucking Seth Rollins had to ruin everything for Edge because he's a petty douchebag. But goddamn, that match over-delivered. And I fucking loved it. And there's people trying to say this match was garbage. No, it wasn't. This match was fucking amazing. Rollins starts beating the fuck out of Edge, and I cannot fucking wait for that match at SummerSlam. I'm so excited for Edge versus Seth Rollins. The man who started the cash-in. The man who was the inaugural Money in the Bank winner. Did the first cash-in ever. To the man who has potentially the greatest cash-in of all time. One-on-one in a WWE ring at SummerSlam. I can't fucking wait. I have goosebumps. This is great. The greatest heel of the Attitude Era versus probably the greatest heel of the fucking goddamn PG era. I can't wait for this match. I'm so excited. Hopefully this doesn't end like Seth's other match with a guy who had a bad neck. He doesn't do the buckle bomb anymore. I'm sure we'll be fine. Shit, hopefully. Edge gets up, Seth stares down Roman. Edge gets up and starts unloading on Rollins, attacks him, runs him off outside through the crowd. Roman's alone in the ring with Paul. Roman gets on the mic, says, "Now the whole world can acknowledge me." And then you hear, out comes John fucking Anthony Cena Jr. Cole loses it, says, "Oh my God, John Cena's here." And Pat McAfee, without missing a fucking beat, says, "Where? I can't see him." But he also loses it. Fort Worth goes fucking wild. John Cena comes in the ring, shrugs at Roman a few times, walks forward and goes, before going up to taunt more on the goddamn fucking turnbuckles. And my fucking God, dude. I don't think I've ever lost my mind this much for a John Cena return. Like, I grew up in the Attitude, watching the Ruthless Aggression. I just said Edge was the best of the Attitude Era. I meant best heel of the Ruthless Aggression Era. I grew up watching John Cena and Edge feud throughout the Ruthless Aggression Era. That was my first real era of wrestling. I was born in the late 90s, so right around the time the Attitude Era was ending, I was born. So John Cena, Edge, Randy Orton, I guess Triple H was still Attitude Era as well, but Triple H, HBK, I grew up watching those people fight and those people wrestle. So to see John Cena come back in such a way was great. I loved it. 7 out of 5 stars for the whole fucking match. Like, seriously, the entire pay-per-view was great. Match tonight is obvious. It's the Universal Money in the Bank, men's Money in the Bank match tied. Honestly, I think every match was pretty good, so I can't really give one the worst match of the night. The one I was least excited for, or the two I was least excited for, honestly, were the Raw Tag Title and the Raw Women's Title matches. They were just kind of there. But now I know you guys are wondering, what about Raw and NXT? So let's talk about Raw from this past week, shall we? Let's say the 23rd, so 22nd was Thursday, 21st was Wednesday, 19th. I think I got the date right at least. I hope. Yes, okay. So, my laptop just fucking died. It's at like 60-70% most likely, and it just died. Fucking piece of shit. It's got a fucked up battery, which is not fucking good. And it won't even turn on. That's great. We'll deal with that later. But let's talk about Raw and NXT, shall we? First things first, John Cena came out and he mentioned why he was back. He also mentioned the fact that he wasn't the Peacemaker outfit. Like, fucking A, John. Come on, you should have. It would have been great. So he came out, he had discussed why he wanted to do that, and he called Roman Reigns an asshole, to which WWE bleeped out Roman Reigns. That's how they fucking did it. They didn't bleep out is an ass and then bleep. No. Roman Reigns. That's how they did it. And his face was right in the camera, so you still knew what he fucking said. But he called out Reigns for a match at SummerSlam, which I think has been made official. Then there was a six-man tag match. It was Riddle and the Viking Raiders versus AJ Styles, Omos, and John Morrison, to which Riddle and the Viking Raiders won. There was a cool moment where John Cena and Riddle kept saying bro to each other, which was fucking hilarious. Karrion Kross lost to Jeff Hardy via a roll-up with the foot on the ropes, which was a 342-day or some shit like that undefeated streak, ended by a roll-up on Raw. Jeff Hardy came back with the No More Words theme, which was really cool. I'm gonna fucking screw with my laptop real quick and see if I can get it to turn back on. Because there's some things I probably won't remember. You just hear alcohol bottles clinking every time I move something on the fucking desk. Keith Lee came back to face Bobby Lashley in a match that he lost, unfortunately. Keith Lee did lose that match. But Keith Lee's back, so there's that. To which then Goldberg came out and said, I'm next. He screamed, I'm next. He looked like he was about to fucking die. Screamed, I'm next. And then Bobby Lashley tweeted out that, nah, I'm not facing you. Fuck off. Which I think got every single person immediately behind Bobby Lashley in this feud. Like, Bobby Lashley's going to get turned face just because he hates Goldberg just as much as the rest of the fans do. I'm going to say this to WWE right now. Goldberg does not belong in a wrestling ring in 2021, nor does he belong in the title picture of any title. Does not matter if it is the Universal, WWE, 24/7, United States, Intercontinental, NXT, NXT UK, NXT Tag Titles, NXT fucking North American Championship, NXT Cruiserweight Championship, even though he's not a Cruiserweight, Raw Tag Titles, SmackDown Tag Titles, nothing. He belongs in no title picture. He belongs in no wrestling ring in 2021. Man is in his fucking 60s or 70s, whatever the fuck, or 50s, whatever the fuck he's in. He does not belong in a wrestling ring, and AEW Sting does not belong in a wrestling ring either. Let him fucking retire and live his life. Whew. So hopefully we won't have to deal with Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg. And if we do, hopefully Big E cashes in to win the title right then and there. Because Big E cashing on Bobby Lashley makes fucking sense. Big E cashes in on Bobby Lashley after Bobby Lashley has beaten down and berated his two best friends, reforming the New Day on Raw like it belongs. Obviously, I already mentioned Nikki Ash winning the Raw Women's Championship over Charlotte, which was fucking great. John Cena's going to be on this week's SmackDown, which is fucking awesome. I'm trying to remember what else happened. Oh yeah, Reginald got his ass beat by Nia Jax and then won the 24/7 championship. Good job, Reggie. I can't think of anything else that's happened recently. I do want to say what I think is going to happen at SummerSlam for the Raw Tag Titles, though. I really hope that The Miz is cleared by then because I would love to see AJ and Omos, the Viking Raiders, Miz and Morrison, and RK Bro in that title picture with hopefully RK Bro winning the match. Hopefully. Then let's go on to NXT, because I think that's about all that really mattered from Raw. I don't remember much more on NXT or on Raw that I can think of. On NXT, Samoa Joe came out because of what happened last week. He called out Karrion Kross. Regal came out, said, "You will not put your hands on me. You will solve this peacefully." Granted, Samoa Joe is definitely provoked in this situation. Like, he has a right to this. Raquel Gonzalez retained her NXT Women's Championship over Xia Li, and it looks like they're setting up for Dakota Kai to then face her and take the championship, hopefully, because Dakota deserves it. Austin Theory lost a great match to Kyle O'Reilly, to which then it looks like the way is starting to break up as Indy and Candice were fighting. Johnny was kind of taking Indy's side. It was weird. And then Austin went to do the high five thing, but Johnny didn't reciprocate, and he just walked away. Bronson Reed and Adam Cole are seemingly set up for a match this week on NXT, or this next week on NXT, which is great. Kushida and Bobby Fish beat Roderick Strong and Tyler Rust. There was a great segment with Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, and Drake Maverick that led to a match where Drake Maverick then beat LA Knight in a singles match, and then Cameron Grimes was forced as the butler of LA Knight to punch Drake Maverick in the face. And then the big shocking ending, Karrion Kross off camera knocked out in some way, potentially a submission hold, I'm guessing, William Regal while Samoa Joe was waiting in the ring for Kross. And then Samoa Joe ran out there to go check on Regal and try to get to Kross. Couldn't. And yeah, it looks like they're really setting up for this feud. There's no confirmation on if Joe is cleared yet. But if he is, I can assume that the newly announced TakeOver 36, which will be the night after SummerSlam. That's why SummerSlam's on Saturday, August 22nd, I believe it was. And TakeOver will be the next night on August 23rd on the Sunday, the following Sunday, basically. The next Sunday, the day after SummerSlam, which is really weird to see it going out of order like this, but I kind of like it. Also announced for that, as Walter recently had an injured hand in a segment that was off camera. An off-camera segment is the reason behind it. We don't really know what the real reason is. I think he was working out or something and hurt his hand. He's practicing chops against a brick wall or some shit, I guarantee it. It was announced that Walter Ilya Dragunov 2 for the NXT UK Championship will take place NXT TakeOver 36, and my god, I can't fucking wait to watch Ilya Dragunov win that championship. If you've not seen an Ilya Dragunov match, he's fantastic. I believe it got 6 or 7 stars from Dave Meltzer the last time these two faced. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love Ilya Dragunov, and this is it, dude. This is finally the time that they're going to fucking take the belt off Walter. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I personally love Walter, but I want to see him take the NXT Championship, the actual NXT Championship, not the NXT UK, the actual NXT Championship, and run with that for 800-something days. No, I want to see him become NXT Champion because I think that'd be great. Let more people get used to Walter over here. And oh my god, dude, Ilya Dragunov is like the Russian Finn Balor, and I fucking love him. He's fantastic. And I cannot wait for him to be there. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. Also, if you guys didn't watch the SmackDown before Money in the Bank, Finn fucking Balor returned to the main roster, attacking Sami goddamn Zayn. So that was nice. I also love how, oh yeah, Drew also unloaded with chair shots on Veer and Shinky like crazy because of what happened at Money in the Bank. I love how to try to get fans behind Drew again after the countless title matches he got against Bobby. They're putting him in a feud with Jinder Mahal. Good job, WWE. You know your audience very well. So, hope you guys enjoyed the Money in the Bank 2021 review. I will see you all in the next video. Stay golden. Peace.